what I tell y'all, man, listen, the word snitch really just stands for sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home, okay? Nobody really trying to uphold to these street morals and codes y'all claim people are living by. In reality, it's survival for oneself, okay? I always tell people, you don't got to worry about a snitch if you do your crime by yourself. Now, let me ask y'all a situation, okay? And this is a popular scenario that usually non-street dudes actually could be like, arguing about. Say you get in the car with two of your homies, right? And y'all get in the car, I don't know, maybe y'all driving to McDonald's, okay? Cool, y'all driving to McDonald's, cops pull y'all over. Basically, one of your mans had a gun on him, and he threw the gun underneath the goddamn, chair, okay? Underneath the seat. Now, the cops find the gun, basically look at all y'all and say, yo, whose gun is this, okay? Nobody says nothing. Remember, you ain't gonna say nothing even though it ain't your gun. You ain't gonna say nothing. You know why? Because you ain't no snitch, okay? Anyway, y'all all basically get locked up for gun possession, and you're now hoping that, basically legally, and also your homie knowing that you ain't got nothing to do with that gun, you're gonna be fine. Except they run the prints on the gun, they run ballistics, they come back and say, yo, that gun was used in 5 murders, okay? Now they said, hey, whose gun it is again? Nobody says nothing. You don't say nothing, the other two homies don't say nothing, okay? Now they upgrade all y'all charges to murder, okay? For them, they don't really care. As long as they get one of y'all or they got the right one out of the 3, they're going to be all right. Okay, cool. So now you got a murder charge for a gun you didn't have, and you're kind of waiting for your homie to kind of let you off the hook, except it never happens. At what point do you actually tell the cops yourself, brother, it wasn't my gun. He came in here, he threw the gun under the seat. It's not my gun, it's his. Now, that would be considered snitching in the streets. Now, this is exactly what's happening with Ksoo and his father. Okay, his father is claiming that I had nothing to do with that murder you caught, but I got charged for the murder, and I've been sitting in jail for way too long, hoping that you were going to clear my name. So since you didn't clear my name, I am now snitching on you, okay? Now, essentially, if you don't know, I was confused when I was reading the story before because I couldn't believe a father would tell on his own son. But the father, Ksoo's dad, got moved out of the jail, and he's now on the witness list for the prosecutor, which means he will be testifying in court against his son, okay? Now, he actually, wherever his facility he got moved to, he clearly got some great Wi-Fi and probably an iPad, okay? Because he wrote up in a goddamn statement explaining to people in the free world who are judging him why he's telling on his son. And listen to this reasoning. He says this: if it was me and my daddy, Shaka, R.I.P., in a situation like this, I would have been freed my daddy a long time ago, no matter what my consequences would have been. No justification needed, especially if he's a good/great daddy. That part. He could do more for me out of jail/prison. Who leave their daddy in jail to rot, especially when you know he innocent? I would have been stood up and said, my daddy ain't got a fuck thing to do with nothing. You niggas and bitches out there in the free world talk that talk until it's time to walk that walk facing life sentence. Free good/great dads. Yeah, I know y'all never do. Okay, anyway, you know what he basically just said? He pretty much just told on Ksoo, even in an Instagram post. Okay, I hope he got his deal already because he just told on him in the post. Basically just said, man, I'm innocent, you guilty, bro. Speak up because it, just like the scenario I gave y'all, man, could you cop out to the gun because it ain't mine, it's yours, okay? He essentially saying that he sat in jail for as long as he could, and he's been watching his son not taking responsibility for the murder. And essentially, since his son won't speak up to clear his name, he will now be cooperating with the police to put his son in prison, okay? That's just what it is, okay? Now, again, I always say, if you don't want nobody to snitch on you, do the crime by your goddamn self, okay? Now, people always say, well, blood is thicker than water. Well, damn, what the heck is this? If your own father is telling on you, what could you expect from a homie? Now, let me just say this, right? And I'm going to get a little bit more into this actual murder case. I'm going to give you all a better explanation on the next video. But Ksoo and his dad, if you don't know, Ksoo's dad was on the news before because he was driving his sons and somebody shot up a car, right? One of his sons got killed, right? And that's Ksoo's brother. So people thought that, him and Ksoo went to do a revenge killing, and that's why they caught the murder charge. So you're thinking they're both kind of complicit. They both got charged with murder after somebody tried to murder them, and also one of their brothers and sons got killed, right? However, the dad is basically just saying he wasn't with none of that, okay? which is very interesting. Clearly, the state wants Ksoo. They got him on 2 different murder charges. The dad, who basically seemingly was trying to be around his son at times while he was doing all this wild shit in the street, is taking no responsibility for how he raised his kid, for some of the stuff that his kid got into, and some of the nefarious activities his sons was doing in the neighborhood. He's making it seem like he's just a great old parent, like he was just bringing him back and forth to soccer practice or to basketball games, not acting like he didn't know that his son was running around being a menace, and actually his son was like a big top shooter, a top demon, and you're the father. You didn't discipline him, and now he got both y'all in jail. Why are you acting like you were the greatest father, and you acting like, oh man, yo, listen, I'm such a great dad, you should speak up and tell on yourself and let me out. You basically, on a subtle level, kind of like implicitly agreed with him being in that type of street life. Now this is what comes with it. Don't act like you were just randomly pulled into this. You raised the kid who was terrorizing or allegedly terrorizing the community according to the cops, and now you talking about he should just tell on himself because you was a great dad. Great dad where? Okay? You also say, man, I could do more for him in the free world than in jail, but think about it. You clearly don't give a fuck about him now because you're going to be let free to put him in jail. So it's a sacrifice, okay? Again, I just hate people with the lip service trying to explain stuff that needs no explanation, right? You're trying to come home. I don't have a problem with it. It does look effed up because you're his father, but let's not try to paint a different picture of what it is. You think you ain't had nothing to do with the murder? You think your son should speak up? He ain't speak up. You tired of being in jail. You probably want to come home, fuck some bitches, probably get another son, and you're down to sacrifice him. It is what it is. Don't sound good, but it's the truth. Get in the comment box, like them, subscribe. I'm going to get more into what happened in that particular murder that they're both charged in, and maybe try to analyze why he feels he's so, innocent as he says, that he would be down to give up his son. Okay? You guys get in the comment box, like them, subscribe to Bush Academics. That's right. That sounds very self-explanatory. However, 600 Breezy did this, and I'm going to be honest with you, 6ix9ine is like a nice scapegoat, and even though I don't think 6ix9ine did anything in this case, it's clear